Welcome back our fans. The story of the rise of the French company Peugeot cars and the choice of Assad as its emblem. Peugeot, the French company, is the second largest car manufacturer in Europe after Volkswagen, and is present in 160 countries with more than 10,000 sales outlets around the world. The lion in the Peugeot logo represents the company's three qualities: the hardness of the teeth, the flexibility of the blade like the lion's spine, and the speed of the cut like the lion's attack on its prey. It first appeared in the company's products in 1847, such as coffee mills, wheels, and motorcycles, and appeared on Peugeot cars since 1905. It has gone through 10 design development stages. Incorporation. Peugeot was established as a family business in 1810, specializing in steel, mining, and bicycles, achieving widespread fame in France and Europe with the Industrial Revolution. One of the partners thought of establishing a department for car manufacturing, hoping to take the lead in this new field, which was still in its early experimental stages. Although expectations at that stage confirmed beyond doubt that the future in the coming decades would be for cars. In 1891, Peugeot manufactured the first car to become the first car contractor in France in the world. But family disputes ruined the project, so one of the partners established his own car manufacturing company under the name Peugeot. Prosperity. Peugeot experienced an industrial revolution in Europe and North America, which was known in Western literature as the years of obsession and madness. It was characterized by the expansion of the automobile industry, the decrease in its cost, and the interest of the working and middle classes in owning it at record rates compared to the 19th century, which witnessed the beginnings of the automobile industry and was monopolized by the upper classes due to the high prices with the beginning of the 20th century. Peugeot's founder, Eugène Peugeot, died, and his sons took their share of the family business and established a new brand called Lion Peugeot, while the parent brand remained in the possession of their uncle, Arnaud Peugeot, in 1910. The two companies merged into an unknown car company called Peugeot. The new company relied on 4 factories located between Audincourt, Beaulieu, Lille, and in 1912, a new factory was opened in Sochaux. During World War I, Peugeot produced more than 10,000 cars annually, which was half of France's total production. Logo. The company chose the lion as its logo, and over the years and with the expansion of business activities, improvements were made to the King of the Jungle logo. The institution changed the background and appearance of the lion. For example, in 1998, the background became blue and the lion became silver in color later. The logo was modified by adding lines to make the lion more clear and precise. At the end of World War I, Renault emerged as a fierce competitor and benefited from its contribution to the Allied war effort and the production of tanks for the French army, to the extent that the company received special recognition from the Allies for its contribution to the victory over the Axis powers Citroën. The emerging company with huge investments also emerged, achieving significant and worrying gains. However, Peugeot was able to withstand by taking urgent measures, including separating its engine branch from the car branch and completely abandoning the trailer industry. These measures enabled Peugeot to recover and successfully overcome the crisis of 1929 and its repercussions in the 1930s. Thus, it was able to successfully participate in the arms race prior to World War II. During the war, the company provided cars, aircraft engines, and tank spare parts to Nazi Germany, to the extent that more than 90% of its exports from 1941 were directed to Germany. However, it did not suffer the sanctions that Renault suffered after liberation, because Peugeot was forced into this cooperation. Unlike the others post-war, the company was forced to follow a policy of non-diversification of production until 1955 after the war, and the Peugeot 403 was produced, which was the first French car to run on diesel, and achieved great success, enabling it to invade the American market in the early 60s. By 1970, it became the second car factory in France after Renault. With an annual production rate of 500,000 cars, it also entered into partnerships with Renault and Volvo to produce new engines according to different technical rules that formed a new revolution in the automotive sector. During the second half of the 20th century, it also expanded locally by purchasing the Citroën brand. Expansion and universality. After experimenting with expanding to the American market in the 60s, Peugeot partnered with an Iranian company and set up an assembly plant in Tehran. But the American hostage crisis and the subsequent tension in Tehran-Western relations brought the project into a dormant period that ended only with the signing of the nuclear deal in 2015. In the early 90s, it began to explore global horizons and set up factories in Africa, specifically Nigeria, and in 2010 it negotiated with the Algerian authorities to establish a factory. As it did the same with Morocco, and the negotiations resulted in an agreement to establish a factory in the Free Zone in the city of Kenitra to start operating in 2022. Thanks for watching. Support us by likes and subscribes.